Here's a question that'll tell me everything about your cyber threat intelligence workflow. How many times did you open the MITRE ATT&CK website yesterday? If you're like most threat intelligence analysts, that number is somewhere between 30 and maybe even 60 times a day. Every single lookup breaks your concentration, kills your analytical workflow, and bleeds minutes you'll never get back. I'm going to show you how to eliminate 90% of those lookups. No exaggeration, no complex setup. Just one free browser extension that puts the entire attack framework at your fingertips. This is the ATT&CK Powered Suite. It's a free, open source browser extension that embeds the complete MITRE ATT&CK knowledge base directly into your browser. I'm going to show you why 500 plus security teams, including the likes of JPMorgan Chase, Microsoft and Verizon, have made this a standard part of their analyst toolkit. I'm Adam from Craven Security, and this might be the highest impact, lowest effort upgrade to your CTI workflow you'll see this year. Let's talk about why this matters. Because on the surface, looking up an attack technique seems fast. 30 seconds, maybe a minute. No big deal, right? Wrong. Cognitive psychology research from the University of California shows that after an interruption, even a brief one, it takes an average of 23 minutes to return to peak focus on that original task. Now, we're not losing 23 minutes per lookup, but we are paying a mental tax every time we have to open the MITRE ATT&CK framework and look up technique ID. Let me give you a real scenario from my own work. Last month, I was mapping a sophisticated supply chain compromise. The threat report mentioned living off the land binaries for defense evasion, web shells for persistence, scheduled tasks for execution, cloud storage for exfiltration. To map this properly without the powered suite, I'd have to do several things. First, I'd have to open ATT&CK in a new tab. Then, search for lol bins. Is that T1 2118 or T1 036? Then I'd have to click through to find the right sub-technique that mapped to the report, copy the details, and then switch back to my working document. Then I'd have to repeat the same for web shells, then do the same set of tasks for our scheduled tasks technique, and then finally the same again for cloud exfiltration. By the time I finish that single section of the report, I've opened the attack website maybe 10-15 times. And here's the brutal truth. I wasn't even analysing the threat. I was just managing browser tabs. If each lookup averages maybe 45 seconds and you're doing 40 lookups a day, that's 30 minutes of pure overhead. Multiply that across a week, that's maybe 2.5 hours. Across a year, maybe 130 of productive analysis time lost to just simple information retrieval. The ATT&CK framework is phenomenal. It's the global standard for describing adversary behavior. But accessing it efficiently while maintaining analytical flow has become genuinely challenging. Until now. Let me walk you through the 4 features of this browser extension that transform it from a nice to have to a can't work without. First up, we have the universal context menu search. You're anywhere on the web, reading a vendor blog, reviewing your threat intel platform, even browsing your internal wiki. You see text related to MITRE ATT&CK. Highlight it, right-click, and select Search Attack. 3 seconds later, you're looking at every technique, mitigation, group, and software entry related to that text, without leaving your web page. I use this constantly when reading threat reports from intelligence vendors, blog posts about new attack campaigns, internal incident response documentation, and security tool detections that reference tactics, techniques, and procedures. Instead of 45 or 90 seconds per manual lookup, you'll get results in under 3, and that is a 15 times speed improvement. Feature 2 is the Omnibox search. The context menu is great for highlighted text. But what about when you just need to quickly check something? Hit the ampersand keyboard shortcut in your search bar, and then you can search the entire attack knowledge base directly. Type technique ID T1087002, and you'll find that this refers to account discovery. Then maybe type lateral movement. All 9 techniques related to this tactic will come up. Maybe search for a group name like APT&CK. You'll see the full profile with techniques used by that group. You can even search for a tool name like Mimikatz. Then you'll see the software profile and the associated techniques with that malware. The search is smart. It understands partial matches, technique IDs, common names, and even misspellings. When someone mentions a technique ID in Slack or a meeting, you can just look it up in maybe less than 3 seconds without breaking conversation flow, just by typing it in your web browser's search bar. Feature number 3 is the Attack Navigator integration. If you use Attack Navigator to build heat maps or document adversary TTPs, the Attack Powered Suite offers a direct integration where you can export the attack techniques you are researching as an Attack Navigator layer. Simply search for an attack technique using the Attack Powered Suite. Then we will bookmark that technique. We'll add another technique, bookmark that, and then a third technique. Now to see our bookmarks, we'll click on the bookmark icon, and here you have them. Now we could export this as a CSV file or an Attack Navigator layer. Let's export it as an Attack Navigator layer. Perfect. Now let's open up the Attack Navigator and load it in. And there we have it as an Attack Navigator layer. Perfect for when looking up techniques and wanting to visualize them using the Attack Navigator. This is massive for building comprehensive threat models. You can rapidly explore the technique space without constantly switching between Navigator and the main attack website. Here is your action plan. This is deliberately simple because I want you to actually do this, not just think about it. Step 1. Install the tool right now. While you're watching this video, open a new tab. And then for Chrome users, go to the Chrome Web Store. Search Attack Powered Suite. Click on the Add to Chrome button. For Firefox users, go to the Firefox add-ons menu. And again, search Attack Powered Suite and add to Firefox. This installation is going to take you probably less than 30 seconds. The extension will download the attack database in the background, and there's no configuration required on your part. Step 2. Learn the core shortcuts that come with the Attack Powered Suite extension. You only need to memorize 2 things. The right-click menu, which you can use by highlighting any text, right-clicking, and you should see the attack-related text appear. Second, the Omnibox shortcut. You can use this when you need to search from memory. Just click on your search bar and hit the ampersand shortcut to bring up the ATT&CK Powered Suite's attack search functionality. After 1 week of conscious use, these 2 shortcuts will become muscle memory. Step 3. Integrate the tool into your workflow. Think about where you currently reference ATT&CK. Is it during incident response? Is it when you read threat reports? Or perhaps when you're building Navigator layers? Or perhaps it's when you're writing detection rules? The tool is only valuable if you actually use it. Make it part of your standard operating procedures for the next week. Force yourself to use it instead of manually navigating to the ATT&CK website. And I promise you, by day 5, you won't be forcing yourself anymore. It'll feel natural, it'll feel fast, and you'll be getting work done. Let's bring this home with a simple truth. The adversaries we face don't care about our workflow friction. They don't pause their campaigns while we look up technique definitions. They're operating at full efficiency, and they're counting on us to be slow. The ATT&CK Powered Suite is a force multiplier. It removes the friction between your brain and the ATT&CK knowledge base. It lets you operate at the speed of thought instead of the speed of browser tab management. If this tool saves you just 15 minutes a day, then that's 65 hours per year recovered. That's time you can spend on doing more meaningful work for your job. The ATT&CK Powered Suite is available right now. Installation takes less than 30 seconds. 0 configuration required. And the moment you install it, your relationship with the ATT&CK framework fundamentally changes. Here is my challenge to you. Try it for exactly a week, just 7 days. I'm confident that by day 3, you'll start wondering how you ever worked without it. And by day 7, you'll be recommending it to your entire team. If you found this video valuable, subscribe to the Craven Security YouTube channel. I create practical CTI content focused on techniques and tools that actually move the needle for defenders. No vendor hype, no theoretical frameworks that don't work in the real world. Just practical knowledge that you can use tomorrow.